I love some competition, even if it's an evolutionary update. How's it going, guys? I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and I've got the HTC One X Plus in the house. It's available now at AT&T for $199, but the question that I have, even as I look at this box, is it going to be able to compete this holiday season with completely new designs like the Galaxy S3, the Galaxy Note 2, the HTC Droid DNA over at Verizon Wireless? These are devices that are radically different from their predecessors, whereas this device is an evolutionary update from the HTC One X, which was announced and launched earlier in the year. That said, it's got some killer specs: a 1.7 gigahertz quad-core NVIDIA Tegra 3 processor, a 4.7-inch HD display, an 8-megapixel camera, a 2,100 milliamp hour battery, and Android 4.1 out of the box with HTC Sense version 4 Plus. Can it compete? We'll try and find out in the unboxing, but first, special thanks to our partners at Best Buy Mobile for giving us devices like this for use in our One Paw Bandit giveaway game, which we turn around and give to you, like what I just did there, you, at instantwin.phonedog.com. When you go into Best Buy Mobile, you won't deal with rebates. You'll walk out the door paying $200 for this or $99 for the Lumia 920. Whatever device you get, you won't have to worry about paperwork or waiting 8 to 10 weeks for a debit card at Best Buy Mobile. Let's take a look. One X Plus. Is this a device to get this holiday season? Maybe you should go with something else on the Windows Phone 8 side or on the Android side, something a little bit more revolutionary. We'll find out in the unboxing, which starts right now. I love a good comeback story, and you know what? This really isn't a comeback story so much as it's an evolutionary update to an already great device that's on AT&T. This is the HTC One X Plus. It's available now at AT&T for $199.99. It replaces the HTC One X, but it's really more of an evolutionary bump from the One X than something like perhaps the Galaxy S2 to the Galaxy S3, or, you know, the HTC Evo 3D to the Evo 4G LTE. Those are obviously bigger bumps. This one is not so much, but what it does do is it brings the One X Plus up into a competitive point for the holidays. It's packing some new specs, including a 1.7 gigahertz quad-core NVIDIA Tegra 3 processor. It's got the same 4.7-inch 720p HD display, and it's packing some other goodies, which we'll talk about in just a second as soon as we open the box. But first of all, you can see kind of a new box design for AT&T. We'll open it up, and this is new, not opened yet. Thank you for purchasing an HTC One X. This review unit comes courtesy of PhoneDog, since unfortunately we did not get a One X Plus review unit from HTC or from AT&T. So quick start right there. Texting and driving, it can wait. You know me, I'm a strong supporter of AT&T's It Can Wait campaign. Take a look at itcanwait.org for more information on that. Huge campaign, doing a great job with that, and I'm very impressed. Hopefully we can get these people to stop texting on the road. But here's the device itself. We'll come back to that actually in just a second. You know what? We'll go ahead and power it on and let it do its thing, even though it doesn't have a SIM card in it. Over here, HTC SIM card removal tool. It's a micro SIM card over on this device, and you get the tool out of the box so you can take advantage of adding and removing it. HTC stuff here, cornstarch bags, the usual. If you watched any HTC unboxing in the past year, you know what comes in the box. USB cable, kind of a new start screen, or splash screen rather, there as well. As you can see over here, AT&T, and a different logo also. You'll notice it's just the AT&T globe as opposed to the AT&T text beside it. AC adapter module as well. In the box, you get safety and regulatory guides. You get a little sticker here that shows you your IMEI, a new dimension in Android gaming, limited warranty on HTC products. So you get a little bit in the box, but not too much, which is kind of a disappointment given the fact that the device is $199. But that said, you know what? It's the holiday season. AT&T wants you to spend that extra. And not just AT&T. I'm not meaning to single them out. Every manufacturer and carrier wants you to spend a little bit more on those accessories. So, you know what? Adds to accessory dollars for the carrier, adds to accessory dollars for the manufacturer, especially with things like Beats Audio. They want you to do those accessory add-ons, and that's something that's pretty important to them. So speaking of, it's Beats Audio enabled here, so if you have Beats Audio earbuds, you can take advantage of Beats Audio NFC, obviously, as well over on this device. And let's take a look. We'll move the box actually out of the way because I want to focus on the device itself. So One X Plus, like I was saying a minute ago with the specs, 1.7 gigahertz quad-core NVIDIA Tegra 3 processor on this device. It has 64 gigabytes of internal storage. So those of you that were really frustrated with the HTC Droid DNA, with the specs of it, the fact that it only had 16 gigabytes of internal storage, this is going to be your device if you can afford to switch to AT&T, because it's got insert SIM card. We'll go ahead and skip that. Let's do next. Let's go through all the setup stuff. Next, next, agree, next, and we'll finish it with some random time. But 64 gigabytes of internal storage, it's really a supercharged HTC One X. But again, $199 price point. My question that I have about this device is it going to be as exciting as something like the Galaxy S3? Because when you look at the S2 to the S3, it was a huge bump in specs, a huge bump in design. This one is really just a rehash of the One X. So I don't know if they can go into the holiday season with the same momentum that they had on the original HTC One X. I'm hoping they can, because this is a great device specs-wise. This thing is killer, and it brings the battery to a bigger point as well. This thing's packing an internal 2,100 milliamp hour battery, and you can kind of see a little bit of added weight around the sides here, but HTC's done a really good job of keeping this device as close as possible to the original HTC One X. Get a little bit of added heft over here by the camera, but still same 8 megapixel camera on the back of this device with 1080p HD video recording and HTC's ImageSense processor. So I can go into quick tips. Let's not do that right now. We'll take a look at this device and see what comes out of the gate. So Android 4.1 on this device, again, 2,100 milliamp hour battery, 4G LTE. It's the best of the best when it comes to specs, and it's nice to get something with Jelly Bean out of the box. That said, again, can it be as exciting as the Note 2, the Galaxy S3? Some of these other devices, it's kind of like rehashing a device, keeping the same design, kind of like you do with a car when other manufacturers are coming out with all kinds of new cool designs. Hopefully it'll be something that'll sell well. We'll see. Personalization on this device. A couple of things I really like about personalization in the Android realm, at least when it comes to Android 4.1. You've got a bunch of different skins here to choose from. So much like the Droid DNA, if I want the graphite skin, for example, I can change it over onto the HTC One X Plus and change that around, and I can add some home screens here, 3 out of the box. I can add up to 7 on this device, and let's designate this as our home screen. Actually, I'll tell you what, let's bring this down, and we'll stick that right there in the middle. So that's now our home screen. You've got recent applications down here in the bottom, and then over here you've got home, which you can press and hold to access Google Now. And you know what, we want an English keyboard, we're English. And 4.7 inch display. So not quite 5 inches like you've seen on the Droid DNA, so it should still be easy to type on though. Compose, and you'll see HTC's new keyboard. I made a big thing about this in the Droid DNA unboxing and review. It is a great keyboard. HTC's keyboard has not been my favorite in the past. It quite possibly is my favorite keyboard of all time when I can spell things right. The quick brown fox is happy that it is almost, well, it's not almost the weekend, but it's almost, you know, it's almost Tuesday. Quick Brown Fox is happy it's almost Tuesday. Portrait to landscape, incredibly fast here. That quad-core Tegra 3 processor, providing kind of a breath of fresh air from the Snapdragon S4 Pro CPUs that we've seen in the S4 and previous devices. So nice to see something that's a little bit different. Good on NVIDIA for getting that in this device and taking the global version, kind of bringing it over into the States with 4G LTE. So kind of a different design here as well. It's black, it's blacked out, if you will, with the camera. No more red accents up there. All black all around. If we had a SIM card, I'd show you the web browsing capabilities, but unfortunately, we don't. What I can show you, though, is one of my favorites. Go into menu here, and you can see personalization. I showed you this on the Droid DNA, and you can do it in this one as well. Android 4.1, HTC Sense version 4 Plus over here. Not only can I change the background of text messaging, which I think is pretty cool, but I can also change the colors as well. So you know what? Colors will come in here. I want to change those colors around so our text boxes look like this. And I'm going to send a quick text to 611 just saying hello. I can send that, and it obviously won't send because I don't have a SIM card, but you can see I can change the boxes, so it brings some level of personalization to this device, and that's something that HTC arguably has already done a great job with their home screens and their different widgets. But still, even with an NVIDIA Tegra 3 quad-core processor, I'm still seeing a lot of loading. Granted, could be because it's initially setting up, but hopefully that's something that will go away once we use this device a little bit more. Keep it locked on PhoneDog.com for continuing coverage of the HTC One X Plus. We'll do a review. We've got a bunch of dogfights planned with this device, so stay tuned on the site. Be sure to follow me on Twitter as well, PhoneDog_Aaron, and on Facebook, Facebook.com/PhoneDogAB. Let me know what you think of this device, particularly in comparison to the Galaxy S3, the Note 2, the Droid DNA, a lot of exciting new devices that have come out. I think for some people, they're going to look at this and say, you know what, design-wise, it's kind of been on the market for a while. It's kind of like the iPhone effect. You know, the 4 to the 4S kind of looks the same. Is it going to sell well? We'll find out. Let me know what you think. PhoneDog_Aaron on Twitter. Thanks so much for watching. Keep it locked on the site for continuing coverage, and as always, we'll see you next time.